Today we're going to talk about transversals, which is a fancy name when you have two diagonal lines that are cut by a diagonal line. So in your notes you want to make sure you have this picture down, and remember you can always pause the video if it's going too fast. But you want two parallel lines and then have a diagonal line going through them. Once you have that drawn, you want to pick a corner to start in, and you're going to label it A. And then we're just going to alternate our letters. So A, B, A, B, and then we're going to go A, B, A, B. You never want to have the same letter next to each other. Notice up here with this A, you have a B next to it and a B next to it. The A is a cross. So you're never allowed to have two of the same letters back to back. There are rules that go with this. One of them is that your A is always going to equal your A. Your B is always going to equal B. And then if we have an A plus B, they equal 180. And a B plus A also equals 180. So again, pause the video, make sure you get this down in your notes. Now, I'm going to move on to some examples. So I'm going to do the left side, so straight down this column. I'm going to leave the right side open for you to try. That way you can check Schoology on the answer key and get some practice in on your own. So if we're starting with number 17, see my two lines cut by a diagonal, so I'm going to label A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B. So here I notice that my B is equal to 64. So that means anywhere there is a letter B, I can write 64. So I know that B is equal to 64, but A, I don't know. So since I have an A and a B, I'm going to use my rule that has both an A and a B. And I can just fill in what I know. So I have A is my question mark, so we're going to leave that as A, plus B is 64. All of that still equals 180. So to figure out A, we just subtract 64. So my letter A ends up equaling whatever 180 minus 64 is. So if you're unsure, you can always go to Desmos and do 180 minus 64, and it gives us 116. So A is equal to 116. That means anywhere there's a letter A, I'm going to write 116. Now I have found all of my missing angle measures. Again, I'm going to leave 18 for you to try, and you can check your work on Schoology through the answer key. 19 takes things a little bit harder now. So now our directions say first we need to solve for x, and then we need to find all the missing angle measures. So I'm going to label my A's and B's. A, B. Remember, we're never allowed to have the same letter back to back. We're always alternating A's and B's. Okay, so here I have a B as 84, and I also have a B as 7x. So 1B equals 84. 1B equals 7x. Since I have two B's from my problem, I'm going to use my rule that says B equals B. So then I can fill it in. So I'll have 84 is equal to 7x. So to solve for x, all I have to do is divide by 7. So I get x to equal 12. Again, go to Desmos. All you have to do 84 divided by 7. So we did the first part, we solved for x, and since I know b is equal to 84, anywhere there's a letter b, I can fill in the number 84. But I still have to figure out what letter A is. So if I know B is 84 and I need letter A, I'm going to use my rule that says A plus B equals 180. A I don't know, but B I know is 84. So then I just have to subtract 84, and I will get A to equal 96. Again, use Desmos, use your calculators. So anywhere there's a letter A, I can write 96. So now I have found all of my angle measures as well as x. So again, I'm going to leave 20 for you to do and check on Schoology. Now if we go to 21, again this is saying solve for x, and then okay, so I'm going to start by labeling my A's and B's. Again, you're never allowed to have the same letter next to each other. So here I know that one of my B is equal to 2x minus 1, and I have another B that is equal to 121. So since B equals B, 2x minus 1 is equal to 121. To solve for x, we would start by adding the 1. So now we have 2x to equal 122. If we divide by 2, we get x to equal 61. So we did the first part, we solved for x. Now we have to find all the missing angle measures. Well, I already know that 1b is equal to 121. So anywhere there's a letter b, I get to write the number 121. To find a, I need to do my a plus b equals 180. A, I don't know, so we're going to keep that as the letter. B is 121. All of that still equals 180. So subtract the 121. And here we get A to equal 59. So anywhere there's a letter A, we get to write the number 59. Now I have found all of my angle measures, so I completed the whole problem. I solved for x, and I found all of my missing angle measures. Okay, now flip the page. I'm going to continue doing this first side. Here, the directions are a little bit different. The first part says solve for x, and then find the measure of angle 1. That's how we read this funny symbol. M stands for measure. That slanted half a triangle is an angle 1. Okay, so we're going to start by labeling our A's and B's. Start at a corner. So A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B. Again, if the video is going too fast, you can always pause it, rewind it. Here I notice that A is equal to 2x minus 7, and A is equal to 3x minus 20. So, to solve for x, I'm going to use my rule that says A is equal to A. And we can fill it in. So, 2x minus 7 is equal to 3x minus 20. To solve for x, I'm going to move my small x over first. So I'm going to subtract 2x. Leaves me with negative 7 is equal to now 1x minus 20. Add 20. So x is equal to 13. I did the first part. I solved for x. I come down here and I can say my x is 13. But now I need to figure out what is the measure of angle 1. Angle 1 is the same as 2x minus 7. So if I take that 2x minus 7, since I now know that x equals 13, I can replace it, so I can say 2 times 13 minus 7. Once I have that, I can go to Desmos. 2 times 13 minus 7 gives me 19. So angle 1 is equal to 19. Again, I'm going to leave 24 for you to try. Check your work. Let's go to 25. I know this is weird. This says that then find 3x minus 20. Up here it says solve for x, which we're going to do the same way that we have been. This was a weird typo, but yours should say then find, and it should say the measure of angle 1. So it's the same process. Alright, pick a corner and start. So we're going to go A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B. Alright, this one's a little bit different, right? Because now I know my A is x minus 6, but I don't have another A. I have a B that is 4x plus 11. So I have to use my rule that says A plus B equals 180. That's how I'm going to solve for x. So I'm going to say x minus 6 plus 4x plus 11 equals 180. If we combine our like terms, we have 1x plus 4x's, which gives us 5x's. And then we have negative 6 plus 11, and that leaves us with a positive 5 equals 180. Now we can solve. So subtract the 5, and we get 5x to equal 175. Last step, divide by 5. So x equals 35. So we did step 1. We solved for x. Now we have to find the measure of angle 1. Well, angle 1 is a B. We also know that B's are 4x plus 11. So we're going to use that 4x plus 11. And then instead of x, we're now going to use 35, because that's what we just figured out x was. So 4 times 35 plus 11. From here, you get to go to Desmos. Let's type it in. 4 times 35 plus 11 gives me 151. So the measure of angle 1 is 151. So that is everything with transversals. Again, I left the right side for you to try. The answer key is on Schoology, and you can always stay after school or come to a flex if you need extra help.